Hey there everybody, Groovy here, coming at you from the Grindhouse, and today we're going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett Season 1, which was on Disney+. And before I get any further in the video, I will let you know we are going to get a little spoilery, so consider yourself warned, but I will try to keep it relatively mild. I won't go really too deep in depth. Now, the Book of Boba Fett is a spin-off show, or at least seemed like it was supposed to be an entire spin-off series from The Mandalorian. It was obviously a spin-off, seriously centered around the character Boba Fett, clearly, you know, because it's called the Book of Boba Fett. And when we were coming into this, I'm sure we were all kind of expecting that this was going to be a Book of Boba Fett standalone series, right? But what we really ended up getting was like a 3 or 4 episode character arc for Boba Fett, which probably should have just been rolled into The Mandalorian Season 3. And I don't know why they didn't do that, because Episode 5, this show just kind of gives up being a Boba Fett show and just shifts over to being Mandalorian Season 3, right? It was crazy. Like, Boba Fett just disappears after Episode 4 for 2 episodes, and then we're primarily talking about Din Djarin the Mandalorian. We're back to the main plot of The Mandalorian. It was absolutely insane, and I'm not even complaining about that, because when I thought that we were going to get a Boba Fett show, I thought we were going to get like a cool bounty hunting show showing you all of the scum and villainy people that kind of exist in the Star Wars universe, right? What I wasn't expecting to get was like a quasi-western, which just keeps kind of running around in circles and telling a story that I really didn't care about. I didn't need a whole show about how Boba Fett got his groove back. I needed like 1 episode to let me know how he got to the beginning point of where he was in Mandalorian. And that's it. I just needed to know how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. I didn't need to know all this other stuff about his budding relationship with the people on Tatooine, with the Tusken Raiders. Like, I don't know, man. That seemed like a waste of time to me. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I wasn't really invested in the character development there with the Tusken Raiders and Boba Fett. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That should have been dealt with really quickly. I get that that is supposed to be his motivation moving forward, which is why we had to spend time to explore it with like 2 or 3 episodes. But I felt like that was all filler episodes. It was like those episodes in the seasons of The Mandalorian, like, oh, like maybe off the top of my head, season 1, like episode 2 or 3. Episode 2 and 3, like, it just kind of doesn't really build too much, right? You know what I mean? Like, some of it seems like it's filler, and the majority of this show seemed like it was filler. Like, it was just filler with Boba Fett. And we had like 2 or 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, and those episodes were fucking fantastic. But I will tell you what I personally find absolutely insane is the fact that this show just kind of seemed flat and bland. And they had 2 episodes that were directed by Robert Rodriguez. Like, I've also seen more interesting train heists in Star Wars already. Like, this was all just kind of C-tier Star Wars crap, and it was all just kind of mushed together. We're still back on Tatooine because this is Star Wars. We have to spend some time on Mos Espa or Mos Eisley or whatever the fuck it is. And it's just like, man, there is so much more that this show could have been, except for how Boba got his groove back until Mando shows up. And then it becomes a much more interesting Mando show. Now, on the Mando front, this show was great because it condensed really what we wanted to see, what's going on with Mando and Grogu, took all of those parts and just smushed it into like a kind of a 2-hour kind of pairing. And then in 2 episodes, we got all caught up. Everybody's up to speed. Everybody's back together. And yeah, we're ready for the official Mando Season 3. But I think we all know deep down that Mando Season 3 just came and went in those last 2 or 3 episodes. And while I did like that last episode, which again was directed by my man Robert Rodriguez, I fucking love Robert Rodriguez. I read the man's book. But I don't know, man. Something about that just seemed like low effort, by the numbers Star Wars. Like, and even some of the character designs, like when they put Cad Bane into this show, like they really messed up his face, man. I don't know if that's stemming from the fact that characters from the Clone Wars eras, or characters that were designed and introduced in that era, are kind of begotten to that limitations of the design that the show originally had. Because those aren't exactly high definition character models, right? Like those are kind of lower res, lower effort character models now that we've got, I don't know, photorealistic CGI and stuff like that. They just look like claymation cutout characters sometimes. And then that might work for a character like Cad Bane in animation, but then when they tried to make him a little bit more realistic, just like, I don't know, you could tell that this is just something that's not going to translate. And they could have fixed it, but they didn't. They have all of the effort of all of the CGI artists and stuff at their disposal, but they still couldn't nail that. And this show is actually run by the person that probably helped create that. I'm pretty sure that character was probably created by Dave Filoni, and Dave Filoni was behind the scenes hands-on on this show as well. I find that baffling. But there are some things in this series that I did like. I really did like the episodes with Mando and Grogu. I liked the Star Wars cameos that they brought in with those two episodes especially. I thought it was really well done. It was good to see Mando catching up with the other Mandalorians and seeing the fallout from that. That was really good. But again, I feel like the more I talk about the things that I really like, the more I'm just going to stick to the episodes that revolved around Mando for the show. But on Boba Fett's front, I did like the modders. I did think that they were an interesting audition with these people that are cybernetically augmenting themselves and stuff like that in Star Wars, because that's a thing in Star Wars. Why don't we see more of that? I don't know, but we're seeing it now. Other than that, I don't know, man. I felt like a lot of this just kind of fell flat. Like this show was trying to sell me a story about someone that I care about that I don't want to hear this story. Like this is not the Boba Fett show that I wanted. Maybe next season when they get all the pieces in place, but it's like you can't make a show about Boba Fett where he's kind of not the bad guy, and to try to make him just be a good guy, you kind of take away some of the balls there, right? That's what Mando's for. Mando's there to kind of be a good guy. He doesn't have to stay in those terms, whereas Boba Fett, he's a little bit of a bounty hunter and stuff like that. He's not a true hero character. He's never had a heroic alignment really before, unless we start getting into some of the other elements of Star Wars, and that's just a rabbit hole we're not going to go down. But all in all, I did not really enjoy the Book of Boba Fett. I really wanted to, and I watched it hoping that I would, but I have to say, man, those first 2 or 3 episodes, man, they really put me off. And then they brought Mando back, and that got me right back on the horse. But what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy this season of The Mandalorian? Did you guys enjoy this quick little rant video? I didn't want to go too in-depth to it this time. I was just getting my overall opinion on the show out for season 1, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a season 2. I feel like they should just give up on this and just do a couple Boba Fett episodes here and there with Mandalorian. What do you guys think? Make sure to drop those comments in the comment section to let me know. Make sure to hit that like button so I know you liked the video, and make sure that you enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe and stay groovy. We outie, kids. Bye-bye.